All right, guys. Welcome back, everyone. We are live yet again. Whew, feels like forever. Let me figure out here if everything is going well. We got excellent connection. Obviously, we're not on the right screen yet. Okay, here we go. All right, so I think we're good. I think I'm looking at the camera. Man, after almost 2 years of streaming, it feels weird streaming again sometimes. I'm like, all right, do we have all the settings correct? I'm just waiting for somebody to comment, Alex, we can't hear you. So I'm just going to give it, 30 seconds or so. Feel free to fast forward if you're watching this on playback. Let me move over my comments so I can see him over here a little bit better. And sweet. I guess we'll go ahead and get started, but basically what you're watching here is the July recap. So specifically on I think we just had a power outage. Uh-oh, hold on one second. Well, there's streaming for you. Hold on one second. All the lights just went off. Hey, did the lights for you die too? Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, well, it seems like the rest of the house is fine, so maybe it's just my office. Anyway, there we go. That's the fun of streaming. So, what we're going to be talking about today is a little bit of the July day trading, actually all of the July day trading. Keep it really, really simple, and talk about some of the bigger trends and things I want to look going forward as well in August with day trading and swing trading. So very, very simple stuff. I'll be comparing also June stats, and then I think it was March stats, one of my better months, and kind of, put all the pieces together. And then I'll try to go as fast as possible. We'll do 15 minutes for all that stuff, and then we'll wrap up with some Q&A. So if you guys have any questions, throw them out whenever you want, and then I'll make sure those last 15 minutes we really dedicate to answering questions. And let's remove this disclaimer. So here we go. This is the July stats. And remember, you guys can go to these stats on your own time whenever you want. We have a little bit of a post here as well. But you guys can go to these stats whenever you want on your own time by just going to tradejournal.co/Winkler. You'll see it right up here. And then you can see all my portfolios. And this is the unlimited portfolio that we are talking about. And here you can see all of the, the posts. This is just showing the last 5, but you can see all the posts, all the trades. You can sort them and filter them just like I am doing. And then you can see all the stats right here. We have over 3,000 trades posted and 400 posts. So that's absolutely crazy amount, actually. It's a lot more than I thought. We do have a small subscription to this. I will be increasing it soon once we have the commenting system available on Trade Journal. And this is basically so I can give you guys additional feedback on your trades. I will be able to see all the students subscribe to this, and I will be able to check out your trades. So that's a little bit of a disclaimer there. There's going to be more coming out about that. It's not so important right now. So let's go ahead and then click View Portfolio Stats. This just goes, I guess, to all the stats in this specific portfolio, and I'm going to go ahead. Actually, let's leave that open. That's actually kind of interesting. I didn't even think about talking about that. But I have the stats for this month right here. I already have it open. Date range is 07, start of the month till the end of the month, and this is it. So I'll quickly review these stats, and then we'll compare a little bit more. Without a question, just looking at this, if you have ever seen one of these monthly recaps before, you could pretty much tell it was a bit of a choppy month for me. I was also traveling a lot, so it was a mix of two things. I was traveling a lot, and the markets weren't really that great in July. And then on top of that, I missed about a third. I calculated about a third, just shy of a third of the month. So trading days, I just did not even trade, which left a considerable amount, I would say, of money on the table. They could have been red days, but most likely based on our statistics, at the end of the day, based on averages, probably left maybe $1,000 to $2,000 on the table, I would say, based on kind of how I was trading last month. Is what it is. I can't really complain too much. I actually did enjoy the time off. One thing that's also kind of interesting here is, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but ranging, the pattern ranging. So we're typically trading trends, right? We're trading front side, we're trading consolidation, which is the range, and then we're trading backside. Range trading for me was actually my best, which has never happened for me before, which kind of speaks to maybe the fact that I was less focused, and I could only trade certain times. So like I was trading whatever the market was throwing at me, and then maybe overall the choppiness of the market. We didn't have like super clean front side moves. So that was a big thing this month. What I do have pulled up here for comparison purposes is, like I said before, we have last month. So this is June. And then we have March, which was one of my better months, so we can have some comparison. One thing, profit margin, 45%. So any profit margin close to 50% is really, really good. That's one of my better months. Anytime total winners around 70%, that's really good. I think on average they're like 62%. Total losers, 26%, that's nice. So then if we come here to last month, so June, here you can see 68%, so this is pretty good too, but the profit margin is way down. And then last month, as of like literally the last month in July, we have 69%. So my accuracy is pretty consistent, but I was giving back a little bit more profit last month, and that's just because my risk reward wasn't really that good. Here's 1.2 to 1.7. That's not the best risk reward. Here was 1.3 to 1.8, so it's a negative risk reward. Even on my best month, I actually had a negative risk reward. So it's actually kind of funny, because we're always looking for trades that give us, let's say, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risk reward. So you're risking, let's say, $1 to make $3 in a nutshell. And here, last month, I was pretty much risking $1.7 to make $1.2. So not the best risk reward. That's because it got a little bit scalpy, and I was taking my profits too quickly while I was still cutting my losses at reasonable rates. So cutting my losses was fine, but not letting my winners run long enough wasn't so fine, which in this market that we're in is kind of fine. It was kind of fine getting a little bit more scalpy because we didn't have a lot of resolution. That's something we talk about quite a bit, just not having that, really, really nice breakout and then continuation. Yeah, so that's pretty much the stats in a nutshell. And actually, we've been doing this account, since pretty much this time last year. I think we started mid-June. So July was our first like full-on month with the 25K plus unlimited account. And it looks like since then we've made around $70,000. So that's pretty good. And this is good to see our averages a little bit nicer here. We have 66% win ratio. Our risk reward is basically 1 to 1, which is okay, because sometimes you have those choppy months like we were talking about. And this is a big one right here. Our average, boom, all of a sudden lights came back on. Average position value, 6.6 thousand, was pretty low. So we started this account with taking position size around $4,000. Then every month that I was gaining confidence, I would increase it to like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, eventually 10,000, eventually 15,000. Now some of our bigger trades are $20,000, $30,000. This month though, in August and then July, I've been trading smaller lots, so around $6,000 to $10,000, because not so much that I'm lacking confidence, I just haven't seen those moves where I feel like I really want to be increasing my size. So that's a little bit of another reason I think this month has been a little bit slower for me. Yeah, it is what it is. There is one thing I do want to talk about here. So we have front side. It was okay green. We have backside. So all my backside trading last month in July was slightly red. And then ranging was one of my most green patterns, which is very, very unusual. So let's actually go to these stats really quickly. And this is basically just with the filters applied to the patterns. So yeah, here, all front side, I only made $1,000, profit margin 10%, but my win ratio 70%, really, really nice. But my risk reward was pretty whack, so I was taking a lot of risk on the front side, unfortunately. With the back side, just totally negative. Although I gotta say, let's see here, I only did 20 backside trades, while front side I did 111. Actually, wait, hold on. I did 27 front side trades. No, 27 backside trades and 111 front side trades. So maybe if I traded more backside, it would actually be green, most likely at one point. based on our averages. And then we have ranging. I only did 68 trades here, and look at that, $3,000 profit with the highest profit margin as well, which means I'm not giving back that much money. And here you can actually see I have a positive risk reward. So it looks like ranging was where I did the best. And let's see if we can get an example trade. Well, I guess these are example trades, but let me see maybe if we can find a little bit more clear of a chart pattern that looks like more backside. Here's a good example. So this will be a ranging pattern. We're not on a clear front side. This would be, let's say, the front side. This is ranging. We have support around 2.9, and we have clear resistance around 3.1. So any sort of trading in this area would be range trading. It's usually a little bit risk averse because you have clear support and resistance, and you're not, let's say, trading this front side. And maybe, let's say, if you bought this front side pullback right here, but on this one, and then you got stuck in that flush, right? That's why sometimes front side can be a little bit more risky. But if you nail those good frontside moves, that's where you can make those 5, 10%, maybe even 20% wins. Which with range trading, it's kind of like you're trading chop. You're basically trading mean reversion. So let's say the ticker is extended to the downside. I'm looking for a mean reversion back to the 9 EMA, or let's say we actually broke above the 9 EMA. I'm trying to trade this pullback, looking for a move back to VWAP. But ultimately, everything kind of comes back to simple mean reversion. You're not really trend trading, which is more or less actually what we're doing. So kind of a funny thing that range trading was my most profitable last month. It's never been the case. So I did want to kind of highlight that. And I also find it kind of interesting because this month I was talking about doing the front side only challenge, more or less. So basically I'm only going to be trading front side once per day, and then pretty much wrapping up. And I want to keep doing that. I did that today, wrapped up with a nice profit. I want to keep doing that because it gives me more time to do other things outside of trading. And right now it's a slow month. So oftentimes taking your profits and then walking away is the best thing, as opposed to on a really hot market where you can trade, 4 hours in a row and have really, really good price action. Not really the case right now. So let me just store up that energy, and once the market's a little bit hotter, I'll be more alert and more excited and ready to go for it. So I think that's a really a good way of going. And if you guys ever want to read through some of my thoughts a little bit more on your own time, remember, just check out the posts. I always do my monthly recap posts. So if you do go to the Swing Trade portfolio, you can check out the latest post, and you'll see, here we go, trading stocks, July recap, and August forecast. And if you just go to view all portfolio posts, you could even, search for it. Search for, let's say, July, and you'll see all my July recaps, for example. So I just want to let you guys know this is all searchable on your end as well. You guys can go through my whole entire portfolio. I hope you appreciate that, and drop a like if you do, because that took a while to figure out how to do on here, and coding wise, and it was a requested feature for sure. Let's see, getting some comments in here. I'll read through all the comments in a second. Let me just see if we can wrap up some of the analysis. So, here's actually one. Going forward a little bit for August, here's a few things that I'm thinking about. First of all, day trading, multi-day runners are still really big. So if there's no lead gappers, always make sure that you're checking out the tickers from the day before, especially the big ones. Multi-day runners are still really, really big. Overall, August tends to be a slower month. But last year, due to COVID, people staying indoors, it was actually a pretty strong month, which is very untypical. So maybe this month is going to be the same in terms of, people are staying in with COVID. It's really hard to say because we have a lot of people in a lot of countries like the UK and the US opening their doors, but at the same time, you have, places like Florida with record high hospitalization. So it's like, is it going to be a stay-at-home month or not? It's really hard to say. It kind of feels like it should be, but it doesn't seem like the people are really acting like it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, my kind of focus is kind of getting in, getting out, and then as the market gets hotter, I'll start getting more aggressive. I'll start trading longer again. In terms of swing trading, last month wasn't really anything too interesting. It was actually red for me. It was just like a slow month. I was closing a lot of losers. I didn't really add too much besides Clove. We added to Clove, and then if you guys saw today's recap, we bought Oatly But other than that, it was a bit of a slow swing trading. Not a lot of the tickers we were holding are rallying, and I basically closed a lot of kind of slow and losing positions to reallocate to more momentum trades. And that's actually a bit of a general trend. I've been slowly reducing all of my swing trades, really trying to focus on a few really, really good moves that show the best risk reward. Also, being a little bit more careful buying tickers trending down. I would like to see more of a bottom forming and then it moves back to the upside. That's really what I would like to be seeing, or at least before the moves to the upside, really maybe like a rounded bottom or something like that before buying some of these sell-offs, because some of the sell-offs have just been so nasty lately. So yeah, buy near bottoms that have shown to be support, and then probably start using stops on some of my swing trades. I don't use stops in general. I don't really like them, but my swing trades, cutting the losses quicker is definitely something I have started doing a lot more, and I've been cutting out a lot of my positions that I just haven't been keeping up with so well. So basically reducing all the swing trades that I'm looking at, focus on a few good ones, and go from there. I mean, even Warren Buffett says diversification is only for people that don't know what they're doing. So he always says, I'd love just like having 3 stocks and knowing everything about them. And I couldn't agree more. Every time I spread myself too thin, that's when I started making mistakes. And at one point, I think we had like 13 or 14 swing trades going at once, which that was, I think, the most I've ever had. So I started really cutting those a lot. There is also a lot of hype around September being a boom for crypto. So I got my ears out for that. The rally already started kind of mid-July, so hopefully that rally continues. And then if we have a huge rally in September, I might start selling some of my crypto. And I also own VIH, which is the SPAC taking back public, so we might sell that at one point if it rallies. Coin, we own Coin, so maybe we'll sell that at one point. But just pay attention to the potential for a big September crypto rally, and then basically whatever happens from now till then. Well, let's see what happens. So that's kind of what my forecast is going forward here for August, and that's pretty much everything. Let's see what else you guys. There's COVID. I'm not saying there's COVID plays this month. Yeah, there's definitely COVID plays. I still haven't been a big fan of how COVID tickers pan out. In terms of day trading small caps, they don't really seem to have that resolution like they used to last year, this time even but mainly last year, like, what was that, April and May, June, and so on and so forth. All right, let's see here what else is going on. Aaron's got a few comments. Let me check them out. The issue is I've never let the stock consolidate. I get back out so quickly, even the stock drops a few pennies. Yeah, it's handling the emotions and trying to really systemize everything, to me, has been the biggest thing. So obviously repetition and just, staring at the charts for way too long and, systemizing it as much as possible. Notice trends and act on them. That happens so many times, even to this day, where I have a whole trading plan and then sometimes I just totally fail to execute it. All the stocks do exactly what I want, and sometimes I have a red day. So it happens to everyone. So don't beat yourself up too much about, missing a trade or not executing the way you want it. See what you can learn from it and, keep trying from there. Cry Daniel says, front side always works better for me. Backside, I get stuck back holding usually. Yeah, backside's pretty risky. Some months it's my best strategy, but oftentimes, you're risking. It's a negative risk reward strategy. You're trying to make 1-3%, but you're risking that 5-10% flush, right? So it can work. It's just you got to be quick. And I oftentimes like trading backside on like slow tickers that you can better time, but be very careful trading very aggressive tickers that just have these huge flushes and halts. So that's why backside, I feel like it has its seasons. Sometimes backside is the way to go, but mostly front side, especially if you're new. If you're new, I would probably only focus on front side for sure. And I think that's really tough, because I know when I first started trading front side, the biggest psychological problem I had is you're not buying low to sell high. You're buying high to sell higher, and that's momentum trend trading. Is you're following the trend, or you're shorting, which is you're shorting ideally when support breaks or something like that, or the retest of support. So it's a bit counterintuitive. it's like the opposite of what you typically hear in the world of, I don't know, finance, for example. Buy low, sell high. You're literally buying high with the intention to sell higher. And let's see if we can get any good like example trades. Here we got a front side. So here's an example of yesterday, actually. This is a classic trade. For example, here we go. I'm buying this breakout here at 8.3, so this is pretty high, and I'm selling at the pop. So I'm buying high to sell higher. This is a classic front side move here, and you can tell the second we reach this 8.5 resistance, I pretty much no longer traded this ticker. I did trade for a potential breakout at 8.5, but as soon as it was showing it was a little bit weak, I stopped trading this ticker, and I didn't trade it the rest of the day. It was only this front side move that I traded, and then I walked away. That's actually like a perfect example there. Aaron says July was the worst month for me, one of the worst months for me. August starting out super strong though. Okay, happy to hear. And there's nothing wrong with a bad month. I think at the end of the day, I think the longer you trade though, you realize the most important thing about trading isn't necessarily profits. That's secondary. It's risk management, because the worst thing that can happen is you blow up an account. And trust me, when I first started years back, I blew up accounts. But once you realize, like, I don't want to go down that road anymore, all you're thinking about, not all you're thinking about, but something you have to systemize is, cutting losses. Like, I haven't held a bag, knock on wood, for, I honestly don't remember anymore. It's been years since I held a bag, because I just don't let that happen. I'm day trading. If it's not going the way I want it, I cut my losses. I don't even think about it. I never even think about holding a position overnight. It's just not what I do. Now, swing trading is obviously something different, and investing can be something totally different again. But with day trading, it's really systemized. I know exactly what I'm looking for. And the second the trade does not pan out, the second what I expect is not happening, I cut out. And also something that helps to remember is, as a trader, I think a lot of people think you're trying to predict the market. Like, I'm never trying to predict anything. All I'm looking for is moves with good risk reward. If you haven't done so, check out the video I came out with today on Oatly, and I'm talking about why I entered that swing trade. And it was purely because there was good upside. There was like 1 to 4% upside, or not percent, 1 to 4 risk reward, right? So I'm risking about $1 to make $4 in this short term. That's the only reason I took the trade. I'm not, I'm not predicting that it's necessarily going to go up. If it doesn't go up, I don't really care. I'm just going to cut out. But if you do that trade 100 times, 1 to 4 risk reward, you're going to be profitable. So that's all you're doing. You're just playing the odds over and over and over again. I think the more you internalize that, the easier trading gets, and it's the easier cutting losses gets as well. Any thoughts on Hood moving today? Robinhood? I don't know. I haven't done my due diligence in Robinhood as much as I probably should. I have, watched some videos on it and gone through some of their financials and watched some YouTube videos on their live stream they had. I think it was a lot of interesting stuff they had. But it's not for me, not yet. I think if I traded, or if I was going to play Hood, I would wait for some sort of big sell-off and some sort of bottom, and then maybe I would invest into it, because I think this company has a lot more to offer, especially as they dive into other financial instruments, if it's loans or if it's credit cards, and which they are doing. But at the moment, I don't know. I don't know if I could jump on board with it. I probably won't be day trading it, because I don't day trade mid and large caps. I do sometimes if small caps are like nothing, but other than that, I'm not too interested in it. Not too interested at the moment. I was going to do their early IPO access, but I also felt like, I think it was like $38 you could have got early IPO access. I felt like that was too high, so I never ended up, pulling the trigger on that either. But I do want to do their Robinhood early IPO access just in general. I feel like it's a really cool concept, and just placing low limit order to see if you can get a snag is quite fun. So I have my Robinhood account funded just for that, and I think that's a really, really cool offering. I wonder if other brokers are going to start jumping on that. I know SoFi does offer that as well, but from what I'm aware of all the other brokers, I haven't heard of that. Like, I don't know, TD Ameritrade, for example, Chase, IB investment banker, Interactive Broker investment banker. It's been a long day. So yeah, But for me, buying Robinhood is probably not going to happen at the moment. Let's see how much time we got. All right, we got another few minutes here. So if you guys have any questions, throw them on. Otherwise, we'll probably be wrapping up pretty soon. Thinking about if there's anything else to share with these stats. I think we pretty much covered it. Consistency is king. Take your profits, run away, and there's a lot of people asking like if I could stream again, something like that, or if I don't know how they can learn. I would honestly recommend rewatch streams. I rewatch my own streams all the time, and I find them super, super valuable. Obviously, I can see what I was doing, what I was thinking from a different perspective, and I find them cool on that alone. But in terms of if you're totally new, just getting some terminology, seeing what the crowd is thinking, seeing what I'm thinking, that's a really, really good way to dive into the markets kind of quickly once you have maybe a little bit of foundation. Talking about a foundation, if you guys are totally new, check out the Foundation Trading Series here. It's totally free, and you could absorb it all in 1 to 2 hours. And then you join the Discord, and then give yourself 3 months, and you will, you will have the ability to be consistently profitable. I guarantee it. If you put in the time and the work. Obviously, you can't really guarantee anything, but I feel like what are we at now? We're over like 1,000 people in the Discord, and from all the kind of stories and the people I talk to, it seems to be like around 3 to 6 months where people start becoming really consistently profitable if they want, if they're really putting in the time, if they're showing up every day. So that's kind of, I would say, the rough number you can be looking for. Sweet, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Thanks for dropping a like. It's the easiest way to support the channel, and I really, really do appreciate that. I will see you then not first thing tomorrow morning in terms of streaming, but I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning in the Discord, and then for another recap video, I believe, tomorrow. All right, guys. Like always then, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.